Good day, everyone. Today we will introduce you to the Baroque history period. To begin, what exactly is Baroque?
It began in the 17th century and spread throughout Europe well into the 18th. It included sculpture, painting, architecture, decorative arts, and music. The term, which was derived from a Portuguese term for an irregularly shaped pearl and was originally used derogatorily, has long been used to describe a wide range of characteristics from dramatic to bizarre to over-decorative.
Evolution of the Baroque.
Mannerism came before the Baroque. Baroque gestures in paintings are broader than Mannerism gestures, less ambiguous, arcane, and mysterious, more linked to stage gestures in opera, a major Baroque art form. Contrapposto or counterpoise, the tension within the figures that moves the planes of shoulders and hips in opposite directions is essential in Baroque poses. It gave the impression that the sculptures were about to move.
Facts about Baroque history period.
It began around 1600 in Rome, Italy and spread throughout Europe. It lasted until around 17th century. It is marked by decisive affirmation of native taste and genius in all the arts. Baroque may have been derived from a Portuguese barroco or the Spanish barhueco, which means irregularly shaped pearl.
The age of Baroque.
This period roughly spans from 1600 to 1750. This is an age of genius in many fields of endeavor. The Baroque period in Europe includes a number of post-Renaissance styles that do not have that much in common. Baroque art. There was a continuation of Classicism and Naturalism of Renaissance. At the same time, a more colorful, ornate, painterly, and dynamic style was developing. Motion and space were concerned for artists and artifacts. Additional concerns were the concept of time, the dramatic use of light, and theatricality.
The Baroque period timeline.
Early Baroque 1590s. Baroque was a new biblical art style to support the Catholic Reformation and convey the miracles and sufferings of the saints. High Baroque 1630s, marked by the phenomenal quadratura, time in Baroque when most churches were built and frescoes were painted. Late Baroque 1660s to 1730s. Massive forms of the Baroque yielded to the lighter, more graceful outline of the Rococo.
The background of their society.
Life during the Baroque period was based on one's class. At the top were the nobility living lavishly. Below them were the gentry. Gentlemen were not quite rich, but they were certainly well off. Below them were the yeomen, farmers who owned their own land who were comfortably off but often worked alongside their men. Below them the mass of the population. Craftsmen, tenant farmers, and laborers. Composers only earned a living writing music if they were fortunate enough to be on the payroll of a political or religious institution.
Influences evident on the artworks of Baroque period.
The Baroque style needed to be more forceful, emotional, and realism infused. Architecture, painting, and sculpture were to work together to create a unified effect, with views strongly influenced by the Jesuits. The Baroque is sometimes referred to as the Jesuit style. By the way, Jesuits are an apostolic religious community called the Society of Jesus. The Roman Catholic Church, which had decided at the time of the Council of Trent that the arts should communicate religious themes in direct and emotional involvement. It greatly helped the popularity and success of the Baroque. There are many famous artists during the Baroque period. In this presentation, we have three noble artists, which are Michelangelo Merisi da Caravaggio, Diego Velázquez, and Peter Paul Rubens.
Michelangelo Merisi de Caravaggio is a father of Baroque art. Many of his paintings were considered vulgar in his time. His blunt realism attracted many followers, often known as Caravaggisti. He is also known for his use of chiaroscuro. Some of his famous works include The Calling of Saint Matthew, The Card Sharps, Judith beheading Holofernes, and the conversion of Saint Paul, which is in the picture. Next is Diego Velázquez. He is a Spanish painter and a Caravaggisti. He is also a leading artist in the court of King Philip IV and one of the most important painters of the Spanish Golden Age. He is known for painting Las Meneses. Some of his other famous works include Roque de Venus, The Surrender of Breda, and Pope Innocent X, which is also in the picture. Last but not the least, Peter Paul Rubens. He is a Flemish or Netherlandish draftsman and painter. He loved portraying the human emotional and psychological state. His drawings are mostly extremely forceful but not overly detailed. And some of his famous works include The Elevation of the Cross, The Descent from the Cross, Massacre of the Innocents, and Judgment of Paris, which is also included in the picture. And for the last part of this presentation, the distinct characteristics of Baroque period.
Almost every form of art was influenced by the Baroque. It was especially appreciated in the visual arts, for example, the painting, sculpture, and architecture. Other forms of art, such as theater, music, and dance, were also transformed during this period. The Baroque style was exuberant and characterized by dramatic realism. Baroque style evolved from the classical forms of the Renaissance, but it differs in the newly added details and trends, like the colossal buildings, proportions with dramatic appearance, pompous facades with gables modified in various means, double towers, tall and unshapely domes, annex buildings with beautiful ornaments, and windows with irregular shapes.
So thank you so much for paying attention and watching our presentation. God bless us all.